But part of, as I mentioned, part of this process was learning from all the other industries, the clean industries that are involved locally. And it was great to sort of pull together all of those recommendations. And so what you're seeing here is not just one industry's viewpoint, but really trying to go across all the various industries. And we distilled it down to 6 recommendations, of which I think you could sort of see 4 themes going through it. First is really financing. I mean, you know, it's frankly, it's all about the money. So financing is a theme that sort of runs through it. The second is leveraging, you know, Maryland's greatest strengths and assets, and so not ignoring or continuing to pay attention to the agriculture industry, which is, as I learned, Maryland's largest industry, and leveraging the great assets such as, you know, the Chesapeake Bay, which I also learned is worth $1 trillion. And so that's the second theme. The third is continuing our focus on renewable energy and energy efficiency. And then the fourth is better coordination and communication. There's so many groups that are working on this, and Maryland is doing such a great effort, but trying to improve that coordination is another theme that came out of it.
I glanced at the executive summary, and the mission here is to create and retain green jobs, to responsibly utilize scarce and finite natural resources, to protect, restore, preserve, and enhance our environment, and to support the use of clean and efficient energy. And that has been what the Green Jobs Industry Task Force has been working on, and I'm really excited. I'm so impressed with your work as I've seen it so far, and I'll learn more about it today. One of the big challenges we have is articulating where we're going in vocabulary that all of us as citizens, not just as industry specialists, not just as people in government who deal with this day in and day out, but in ways that every citizen can understand. I mean, these are new challenges, and they require a new vocabulary and a clear way to articulate the way forward. The truth can well defend herself, but she has to be stated clearly and repeatedly. And I think that this task force's work is a very solid, proud Maryland step along the way.
The renewable portfolio standard requires a certain amount of electricity to be purchased from renewable sources. Biomass, wind, solar, and there's a number of other technologies that are in there. And so setting forth that goal to purchase that much electricity from clean energy resources has been what has been able to allow these companies to get jump-started, because there was a requirement. The load-serving entities, the regulated utilities, and other electricity providers are, you know, required to provide a certain amount of clean electricity.
So your Pepco, BG, Allegheny, Delmarva, they're required to every year do what?
To purchase an increasing percentage of electricity from renewables.
And there was a penalty for them if they don't do that.
That is correct.
And then it ramps up gradually in the years ahead.
Yes.
And that creates the predictability, the predictable demand, so that when your company makes an investment in expanding their market in Maryland, they know that Maryland's committed to this, and there will be a niche for them to grow their industry and continue.
Well, I think one of the key areas of opportunity is the green industry. And what we teach people and tell people is you need to link your core skills and match that into what's needed in the green industry. We suggest that any business today, any profession can play a role in the green industry. The key is to take your core skills and then map them to the requirements and needs in the green industry.
Well, I would say that on the commercial side, there's an enormous opportunity. I would imagine any building, not this building, but almost, I'd say 85 to 90% of the stock of buildings that we have in our state probably reduce their energy consumption anywhere between 30 and 40%. Very quickly, just by changing the way that they operate their buildings, they can change their, reduce their energy expenses, probably without spending much money, about 15%.
And you can look across state government and look at ways that we are leading by example. The governor mentioned the state's carbon footprint. You can go online and we're looking at our carbon footprint and actually our water footprint and a whole number of other issues. And this integrating these sustainability concepts into all of our procurement, for example, requiring new construction to meet the silver standard and the LEED rating system, and so forth.
Well, obviously, if you look at how the green economy has grown much faster than the regular economy, it's one of those things that, as we come into this new millennium, is going to take on greater and greater significance. And it's interesting because the green economy, the governor has to say that policy doesn't happen by accident, it happens by choice. And if you look at the emerging technologies, if you look at the states and the countries, frankly, because this is a global business that have done well, they've made very specific choices to grow this part of the economy. Look at Germany. Does it make sense for Germany to be the solar capital of the world?
Nope.
It does not, right? Denmark for wind? It does not. But there were folks back there, just like the governor has done here, that said that these are emerging opportunities. These are opportunities that, frankly, have to, by this very nature of our shrinking globe and the fact that Maryland is one of the most vulnerable states in the rise of sea levels, they have to be adopted in the United States. And Maryland can lead the way, and it can create tremendous wealth, it can create jobs, and it can help play a critical role in defending this country's environment and our global environment.
Increasing the energy efficiency in our buildings is one of the biggest opportunities for jobs there is. And it comes in an industry that is suffering from intense unemployment right now. The construction industry is absolutely leading all other sectors in unemployment. And so we can put these people back to work locally and nationally through focusing on improving the energy efficiency of our buildings. I'm also here representing our national trade organization, Efficiency First, which is for home performance contractors. As a goal, we have the vision to try to reduce by 25% the energy use in all residential buildings in the United States by 2030. To reduce by 25% all energy use in residential buildings by 2030. That is a huge goal. In order to be able to do that, we need to ramp up the volume of capacity between now and 2020 by 200-fold, over 200-fold. So that is a lot of new jobs, and they are local jobs that can't be outsourced. They use manufactured goods that are made predominantly in the United States. This is a win-win for everybody.
I think the real key, Terry, is leadership and innovation, and they both go hand in glove. If we continue to move forward, if we continue to have forward-looking policies that acknowledge this new transformation that is coming, I think our entrepreneurs and the innovative capacity of businesses throughout Maryland will rise to that occasion, will employ our construction trades in making buildings more energy efficient, will help residents who in some counties actually can get an even earlier rate of return on green investment in places like Howard and other places where there's a county credit. But I think it's leadership and innovation, acknowledging that they both go together and that they both need to continue to look forward and not try to pull the covers over our head because this world around us is changing. Let's acknowledge the science, let's acknowledge the reality, let's acknowledge we need new technologies and new policies and move forward.